Alright, hello everybody. Today I just wanted to make a video analyzing some of these teams today that you're gonna see tomorrow in the top 8 of the RC VGC Reg A tournament. So firstly we'll start off with Jahim's team, and this is a really great team personally. So this is hard trick room. So strategy mainly centers around making trick room almost guaranteed. You know, in the ways you benefit from that. So we've got Ndidi, which provides redirection support for either Gallade or Hatterene, which practically can guarantee Trick Room, especially if Ndidi's really strong special bulk, as you see here with the Psychic Seed item. It raises its special defense by 1 stage, which will always almost happen, thanks to its Psychic Surge ability. And next we got literally the 3 main sweepers of this team. I'll talk about this in a second. We have Mega Camera Up, which has the Sheer Force ability, which is a really big power boost to these 2 moves, Earth Power and Heat Wave. Eruption is a really strong move, which, depending on how much HP you have, has more base power. So, and with this 145 base special attack is really, really strong. Next, we do have this Hatterene, which has Trick Room, of course. It's one of the setters, along with Galado, which we'll see in a second. It has Expanding Force, which really benefits greatly from DD's Psychic Terrain. And we have Dazzling Gleam for fairy coverage using its fairy stat. It also has a very low speed stat, so along with this Mega Camera up, it'll be really able to benefit from Trick Room and will be going before most Pokemon. And next we have this Glade. It has the Fighting Gem item, which is actually really interesting. Although it's not the same as gems were in the 5th generation. Gems are really strong boosting items, which in RC are basically free life orbs, as they have a 1.3x power boost. So we do have the Psycho Cut, Sacred Sword, Right Guard, and Trick Room. These 2 moves are boosted by its Sharpness ability, so they really have their power dramatically increased. And this Sacred Sword move also has a really good side effect in ignoring the statues that have an opponent, so that's really great. Obviously, we've got Ursaluna, it's really standard, no surprise here. Takes really great advantage of Trick Room. Now we do have what might look to some people out of place on a Trick Room team, but this actually has a very important role to play against the Imprison matchup. What this does is basically just blow up the Imprison user. It is really strong. So, combined with the Dark EMZ, Dark Pulse becomes incredibly powerful and can also be paired with Helping Hand or really anything. It's just a very great move to have. And then it also has Map Block for some support, which nullifies all fighting type moves, and Hydro Pump. So yeah, this does have a very important role on Jahim's team. Next, I'd like to show another hard trick room team from our reigning RC champion, Jolly. This is actually his champion team from the previous tournament, which he won against Jahim in the finals. The team was actually built by Jahim, surprisingly. So we do see some similar sets here. We have the same, really, these 4 are really all the same, but there are some changes. First we have Torkoal, which boosts the power of Mecha Camera's fire type moves. So that's some really great synergy there, and just has its own really strong firepower with Eruption and Choice Specs. Really strong mon. And here we have Porygon 2, which is the 3rd tertiary Trick Room setter on Jolly's team, was actually the most important Pokemon to winning finals in the previous tournament. So yeah, this is another hard Trick Room team, but don't be fooled, this team is really strong. Now we have Valerie's team, which is a Mega Frostlass balanced snow team. So we have actually two snow setters. We have Alolan Ninetales and Mega Frostlass, which has the snow warning ability in Roria Conquest. And we have Blizzard. Valerie said the team was built around fishing for freezes, but that's not how freeze works in Roria Conquest. If you know anything about the game, uh, yeah, Valerie kind of messed up with that. But it is a really strong team. Do not be fooled. We have the electric type coverage if Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball. This is just a really strong team. And then we have one of my favorite picks here, Murkrow, which is a really strong supporting Pokemon and actually has done really well in the matchups I've seen it in because it provides really important team support. Firstly, it provides really good synergy. Not synergy, but strong support with Snarl. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Anyway, Snarl lowers the foe's special attack stats, which is just really great to have on a team. There's so many strong special attackers, especially ones that are, some of the Pokemon on this team, King Gambit, Ninetales, Charizard Y was what I was referring to, Mega Camera, Torkoal, or some of the others. And I have seen this really impact those matchups from what I've seen with Valerie playing, so it is very strong. Next, we have Thunder Wave, fishing for paralysis. It does have the accuracy problem. It was nerfed in Generation 5, in Generation 6, after what happened in Generation 5, if you guys know. And Tailwind for speed control, but, yeah. So next we do have this Farigiraf, which is, the team's priority blocking anti-trick room mon. That's what I like to refer to this as. So it's got a couple cool moves, and interestingly enough, this Pokemon has Expanding Force without any Psychic Terrain setters. That is a pretty surprising pick there. Normally you see Psychic on a team like this. And next we do have the Imprisoned Trick Room combination. Designed to stop opponents from using Trick Room before they can even try. And you do have the Hyper Voice Throat Spray combination, so after one turn of setting up the Throat Spray, it should start doing really big damage. Next, we have this Life Orb King Gambit, which can just dish out so much damage. King Gambit is such a strong Pokemon. Obviously, it's got Sucker Punch, Kowtow Cleave, Iron Head. Really great stab moves. It's got a very high base attack stat. And with the Life Orb, that should be even boosted higher. It does have its Defiant ability, meaning it cannot be slowed down by Intimidate. Next, we do have the secondary Snow Setter, which actually has access to Aurora Veil, a move having damage to allies only in the snow, or you can only use it in the snow. The effect stays outside of the snow. It has Blizzard and Moonblast, pretty standard stuff. Then we have Hisuian Arcanine, which actually runs close combat. Usually you'd see maybe something like Rock Slide here. And these other two moves. Provides Intimidate support, and overall just a really strong Mon, 115 attack. Sorry about that. So for our last Mon, we have our last team to analyze. Sorry, this is Prod's team. So he's running kind of a balanced team here, centered around this core of Pokemon, Mega Metagross as his Mega. So firstly, it has a couple interesting moves. It doesn't have any Psychic Stab, but you'll see why this is really strong, because Strength in Roy Conquest is actually a Rock type move. Metagross, as you can see, it is Rock type, and it's a really strong coverage move, and just really great to have. Next, it does have High Horsepower, which is a ground coverage move, which Metagross got in Royal Conquest. And we have Heavy Slam, which has the additional effect of being more powerful the heavier the user is than its target. And considering how heavy Mega Metagross is, you see that? Very heavy. It'll always, almost always, be doing maximum damage to its targets, which is really great on such a powerful mon with a 145 base attack and its tough claws ability, which multiplies the damage of all contact moves, which heavy slam is. It's a very strong mega. Next, we do have this Rillaboom, which is just a standard Rillaboom set. Nothing surprising here. It's something you see a lot of balanced teams. You can't really go wrong with Rillaboom. Next, we do have Talonflame with the Flying MZ. It's actually a really strong attacker since, although in the base game, Talonflame's attack set is really underwhelming, we do have a buff to Talonflame's attack in Roria Conquest. It has base 100, so Flying MZ, which is actually priority, could do really huge damage, especially since Rayford is already such a base powerful move. It also provides speed control with Tailwind and has some additional Fire Stab with Flare Blitz. So next we'll take a look at Primarina here, which is a really strong attacker, really strong spread attacker. In Roria Conquest, Primarina also received a buff to its ability Liquid Voice. As you can see here, the power of this Pokemon's sound moves were increased by 20% whenever they're used. So it matches the 8 abilities like Aerialate, Pixelate, that kind of stuff. So it is just a very strong spread attacking Pokemon that can run away with a game here with Throat Spray item if you let it set up. Like, let's go. Anyways, this is another pretty standard safety goggles and Cineroar. Not much prize here. Then we do have, I think, the biggest surprise of this team, Drifblim. So Drifblim never really sees much competitive play because although it has really great HP stat, as you can see, its bulk is not very impressive. So it's never seen much actual play. However, in Roria Conquest, this Pokemon received a very big buff to its bulk. Yeah, see that? Which is really huge combined with its really great natural HP stat. So when you compare this to Unburdened Grassy Seed, which pairs well with the Rillaboom, you have a really strong supporting Pokemon. As Will-O-Wisp to burn those physical attackers, Icy Wind, Encore to punish opponents, which is a new move it gets in Rare Conquest, and Helping Hand to amplify the damage of, say, a partner like Primarina, which could just mess you up. Anyways, this is like my full analysis on these teams that you're going to see on the top 8 players tomorrow. I mean, not all the top 8 players. These are just 4 really standout players, I'd say. We get a look into Hard Trick Room and some balance. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See y'all tomorrow.